looking to boost up your car wash soap to produce more foam, better cleaning ability, I'm gonna show you today how you can just use Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner a little bit into a foam cannon or a bucket, and it will increase the foaming capability of your soap, and it will break down the dirt, grime, and hard spots or water spots if you have them covering your whole entire car with simply just one product in your foam cannon or in your wash bucket. So I already have my foam cannon with my favorite soap and already diluted, ready to go. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take some of the Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner and I'm gonna mix about 2 to 3 ounces directly into the foam cannon. And again, this is just gonna boost up the soap a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is put the sprayer back on, the nice Torco sprayers that make it really nice to spray. And I'm gonna go around the whole entire car, and I'm just going to pre-treat the rims because this is by far the dirtiest part of the car. So I'm just gonna kind of pre-treat it a little bit and go around all there. Now this does work on paint as well, and you could pre-treat if you wanted to, but honestly, I already have it in the foam cannon, so it'll be totally fine. Another area where this will work really good is if you have water spots covering your whole entire car. By adding it into your foam cannon, it's gonna begin to break down those water spots, and if they're somewhat fresh, they will completely eliminate all the water spots on the car. So this is an acid-based cleaner, but it's a much safer acid because it does not contain any hydrofluoric acid. So no more hand burning, no more getting a whiff of it in the wind and feeling like you're gonna pass out or anything weird like that. The Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner really is magic. As you can see, my rims are black, kind of a matte black, and it's totally safe for that. The only thing you wanna stay away from is like that raw aluminum or the anodized aluminum. So I'm just gonna go around, let that dwell. And again, like I said, you could do it straight on the paint. You just don't want to let it dry. But for demo purposes of this video, I'm just pre-treating the rims. But again, I do wear gloves, and there is a somewhat of a little smell, but it's actually even better than like a wheel and tire cleaner. And I do send every bottle out with a chemical resistant sprayer. And what's really nice about the sprayer is you could adjust the mist. And so if you need more of a stream to get back in the back of the barrels like that without having to fight the bottle to get in there, you could simply just adjust that and then adjust it back if you want a light mist for like the wheel faces. Nice 3-finger pull right there, and it's chemical resistant, so it's not gonna burn out on you. So little added bonus there. So one thing I wanted to actually show before we foam, and I'm not gonna pre-rinse the car, but one thing I wanted to show was I actually had hardest shell on, I use it as a glass cleaner. It's an off-label use, but if you know anything about me, I'm known for my off-label uses. But what I've really realized is how durable it is, especially on the windshield or the windscreen for those of you in other countries. Usually, and you can even see because it's still dirty, that the wiper blades have been going a lot. We've had a lot of rainstorms, saw some weather in the mountains, and look at how good the water is still beating and repelling even on the glass. I've seen coatings fail faster than this, and I simply just used it as a glass cleaner. So, all right, let's foam up the whole entire car and get this dwelling. So the Pure Magic Cleaner 2, while we're getting this going, also has foaming agents in it. So it's gonna boost your foam as well. So that's another thing. If you're looking for more foam out of your foam cannon, it'll do that. This is not something that I would do every car wash. It's just something that I would do when you really, really need it. So you can see actually how much this helps to foam. I've used about half the foam cannon, and it really helps to add just a bunch of foam to the car. So now that the foam is on the car, you just want to let it do its job. And that's why you don't want to pre-rinse, because pre-rinsing, as we showed in the video that I'll link below, pre-rinsing actually dilutes your foam. So any cleaning agents or anything that you have that's helping to clean and remove the dirt and contaminants off the car is actually being diluted by the water sitting on the surface. And so that's why I go direct to foaming, because it's really going to be able to penetrate through that dirt, grime, and debris and break it down. So this, because the car was so dirty, because it went through a snowstorm and multiple rainstorms, I probably will still do a contact wash with it. But the first initial foam, I want to cling to all that dirt, grime, and debris and let it fall down. And then when I pre-rinse it, it'll all go with it, making my contact wash much, much safer. And that's also why I wanted to add the Pure Magic cleaner to the soap to kind of boost it up. So when we used the Wash Chem soap, though the Wash Chem soap cleaned really well, it was, came in that really heavy duty bottle. It called for a ton of soap to be used. I think it was like 10 ounces of soap. And so when I was developing Pure Magic, I wanted something that, 2 to 3 ounces in your soap would just boost it, but you could also use it to remove hard water spots. You could use it to clean your rims. You could use it as a multi-purpose cleaner, at least on the outside, because it is an acid-based cleaner. And I wanted it to foam too. So I'm just filling time now as we foam it, let it dwell. But we're gonna do that. And it should not, important to note, if you have any substantial paint protection on your car, it will not break down the protection on your car. If you have, say, like a weaker carnauba wax or something like that, it may break that down. And then you're gonna wanna retouch it up with something like Jimbo'S Hardest Shell. So it started to dwell, it's been dwelling, and so I might let it go a little bit longer. You don't really want it to dry on the surface, so as soon as it starts to look like this panel is, this is definitely time to rinse. But because the side panels don't quite look like that, see, we have the really good clean that we've talked about in previous videos. And so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. The hood is starting to kind of dry a little bit. So that's kind of gonna be my telltale signs. You can see the panels drying, but it's really clinging to all that dirt and grime and debris that was on the surface. So I think it'd be a good time to dry it up, rinse it off. How about that? Start with the rinse. And see, this is what I was talking about. If you have any substantial amount of paint protection on your car, it's not going to strip the protection. So this is not just a super aggressive strip wash or a super gnarly APC. It's actually, if you have protection on your car, it's going to withhold that protection. If you have a ceramic coating, it'll unclog a ceramic coating, if you want to talk about coatings clogging. Still don't know how I feel about that. So there we go. Now I can tell, because you could still see it a little bit, there is still some grime and some dirt on the panel, and that's why it looked a little bit flatter on like this bottom half than it did up here. So again, this is not a strip wash. This is not a high pH APC. This is an acid-based cleaner. So that's why I did it as a pre-rinse. Now, because the car was so significantly dirty, I am gonna go back with a contact wash. So what I'm gonna do is just foam it again and then mitt the whole thing with just a microfiber towel, and that'll clear up everything. So I'll do that now, but I wanted to get the bulk of everything off. But man, just look at like the higher panels that don't have still dirt and grime on it. Up here, still beading water, the windows still beading water, the rack beading water, everything is beading water. So on a normal maintenance wash, you won't need to do a contact wash too, but it's just because it was so dirty. So I'm gonna refoam it, do a little contact wash, and then I'll show you exactly how Hardest Shell is holding up too. I should reiterate, I did pre-rinse and pre-foam to just break down the heaviest stuff. This was a extreme case scenario, but I want to showcase my products in the most extreme. So now that the surface is even cleaner, and now it's safer to do a contact wash. And again, most people in that situation are going to pre-foam anyway because the car is so dirty. So, but the important things were it's getting the bulk of the dirt and grime off, and it's not breaking down the protection on the car. So me personally though, I do always, especially after, I mean, let's be honest, after just a car wash in general, I always use hardest shell because it's just so easy to apply and I like the extra gloss and slickness. But most people will, given the opportunity and the chance with a nice quality product, will use it more often than the monthly stated claims. But hardest shell, if you just use once, is gonna get you 6 to 12 months worth of water beating paint protection behavior. So yeah. And we could see, even on this wash mitt, there's no dirt. I just went down on that lower panel and there's really no grime. Let's see if I can show you on the front here. I mean, there was still some dirt on the panel, so let's. But you can see how much cleaner that is. That is exactly what I was going for. So again, just making a safer way to wash without overcomplicating it, without changing your routine, you know, just simply adding a couple ounces to a foam cannon, or you could also do the same with a wash mitt. But the whole front of the car takes the brunt of everything and it's cleaned off, so. I don't use a soap bucket with my stuff, so that's how I do it. I use the wash mitt and then I pressure wash it out. I like to foam the car and then pressure wash the wash mitt as I go, instead of dunking it and having a bucket rolling around and all that fun stuff. So go about halfway down here, and then I'll flip the wash mitt. But again, I mean, I'm trying to show it, but I think we pretty much got the point across. There's significantly less dirt on the panel. Now down here's a little bit dirty, and I could even feel it on the wash mitt. I'll keep it. So let's see. Even then, very, very insignificant, right? Very insignificant amount of dirt that's actually coming into the wash mitt. Rinse it out one more time, do the back half. It's actually crazy how you could feel it in the wash mitt, the contaminants, because the Pure Magic cleaner is getting underneath the contaminants and bringing it to the surface. And so it's very interesting how you could actually feel it working and bringing everything to the surface. One more wash out and then we'll hit the other side and rinse all this off. One area we never touched is the rims, so I'll show you after I rinse it how clean the rims are as well. I just get asked a lot too, can you use Jimbo's hardest shell as a drying aid? In which, yes, you can. You just don't want to let it sit on the surface. So I'm going to let the car dwell a little or dry a little bit. But if you did want to come through, you could actually come through and just spray a couple sprays per panel. You could grab a towel, and this would be a really efficient way to just go through and dry your car, and then also put down a layer of protection on the car. But look at that. On the towel, there's no dirt, no grime, no nothing on the towel whatsoever. So this surface is completely bare, completely clean. You can see how the water is still beating, so we didn't kill the protection. The water is still beating on the glass, even though we pretty much beat it up with an acid wash twice. We still have significant water beating behavior across the whole entire car. But I'm gonna go through and hit it with another layer of hardest shell just because I like to. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed that video. I will link hardest shell and the Pure Magic Cleaner below, but I hope you guys enjoyed that informative video. Hopefully it was informative. I appreciate the support that you're showing over to jimbosdetailing.com and my car care products. It's very heartwarming and I appreciate the support. So I hope you will continue to do that. And more so, I hope you enjoy the products that I put out there in the market. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.